Chapter 16. Suspicion. From the dense clump of bushes only a short distance away, a pair of wicked-looking eyes peered forth at the girls. The indistinct outline of a man's body was visible, but they could not see him clearly enough to note his features. "Let's get away from here quickly," Louise whispered, clutching Jeannie's hand. "No, I have a better idea," Penny said in an undertone. Aloud she cried, "Yes, Jeannie, I'll swing again. Watch this." She seized the grapevine and with a mighty run swung herself high and straight towards the clump of bushes. Suddenly releasing her hold, she dropped practically in the lap of the man who had hidden himself there. Louise and Jeannie heard a shout of rage and then saw a man in a black suit and a felt hat scramble from the bushes and run towards the river. Penny pursued him for a short distance, but came back to Louise as Louise cried frantically for her. "My, that was funny," Penny laughed. "He ran like a scared rabbit. Did you get a good look at him, Louise?" "No, he kept his hand over his face. I didn't really see him either. Why should anyone wish to spy on us, Penny?" "I'm sure I don't know. Anyway, he's gone now, and I doubt if he'll come back in a hurry." "Suppose we get away from here ourselves," Louise urged. Penny remained in a thoughtful mood as they gathered up the picnic hamper. The man who had spied upon them had appeared too well dressed to be a tramp. She was sorry she had failed to see his face clearly. In running away, he had kept his head low, almost as if he feared recognition. Walking back to the Schlosser cottage, the girls took leave of Jeannie and her mother and returned to their own homes. As they came up on the porch, Penny was surprised to find Mrs. Weems waiting for her at the door. "Miss Harmon telephoned you while you were away," the housekeeper told her. "She requested that you visit her at the theater just as soon as possible." Penny frowned thoughtfully. "I'm not very anxious to go over there, but I suppose I should. How long ago did she call?" "About a half an hour." Penny changed into a clean frock and then, with some misgivings, presented herself at the theater. Felice admitted her to Miss Harmon's dressing room. "Good afternoon," said Penny politely. "Miss Weems said you wished to see me." "Yes," the dancer replied, offering the girl a chair. "I simply had to talk with someone or I'd go mad." "Has anything new gone wrong?" "Just about everything. The police are proving so annoying. Then last evening when I was dancing, the heel of my slipper flew off. It was a miracle I didn't trip and fall. During the performance, somebody deliberately hissed too." "You have had your troubles, Miss Harmon. Couldn't it have been that same little man who created the disturbance the night you introduced your witch dance?" "I shouldn't be surprised. It looked like the same person." Miss Harmon turned to the maid. "Felice, would you run over to the drugstore and get me some postage stamps?" "Postage stamps?" the girl asked blankly. "Yes, that's what I said." Felice took the coin Miss Harmon gave her and went out the door. "I did that just to get rid of her," the dancer sighed. "She gets on my nerves frightfully." "Then why don't you discharge her? I dread breaking in a new maid." "I shouldn't mind, Felice, if only she didn't keep me so stirred up about the witch doll. The horrid thing came back again today." "You mean you tried to dispose of it a second time?" Penny asked. "Yes, I dropped it in the rubbish can back of the theater. An hour later, I found it in my dressing room again." "It's most unbelievable." "Nevertheless, it's true. I'd give almost anything to get rid of that doll." Penny was silent for a moment, and then she said with a twinkle in her eye, "I think I know how your problem might be solved." "How?" cried the dancer eagerly. Before Penny could reveal her plan, there came a knock at the door. In the absence of Felice, Miss Harmon arose to admit the visitor. A large, square-shouldered man in a dark blue suit stepped into the room. "Good afternoon, Mr. Cassidy," said the dancer without warmth. "I suppose you came to annoy me with more questions again." "I hope not," replied the detective. "We're doing our best to trace the necklace for you. So far you've accomplished no results. From the number of times I've been questioned, one might think I was the chief suspect in the case." Mr. Cassidy sat down near Penny. Thinking that she might be an intruder, the girl arose to leave. "Please remain," Miss Harmon requested. "I trust this interview will not take long." "That depends entirely upon you, miss," said the detective. "I'll be quite frank. Your story does not satisfy us." "I don't understand." "In checking up, we've learned that you never did visit the Black Cat on the night of the 26th, Miss Harmon. Shall I tell you where you were that evening after the theater?" Miss Harmon did not speak. Her hands tightly gripped the chair. A bright flush had spread over her cheeks. "You went to see a man by the name of Melvin O'Sandra." "How ridiculous!" "We have proof, Miss Harmon. Now, I may as well tell you that unless you reveal the truth, we'll be forced to one conclusion: that you secretly disposed of the necklace so that you might collect the insurance money." "Oh, such a thought never entered my mind, never!" Tears of anger strung the dancer's face. She gazed appealingly at Penny. "Tell me the real story about the necklace," the detective urged. "It was stolen just as I said, but not at the Black Cat." "No," Miss Harmon admitted reluctantly. "I lied about that part. I went to Melvin O'Sandra's establishment and the necklace disappeared while I was there." "Why didn't you tell us this in the first place?" I didn't wish to have it known where it had been. If the story appeared in the newspaper, my public might consider me superstitious." At this naive remark, Penny glanced towards the witch doll reposing on the dancer's dressing table and hid a smile. "So the necklace was stolen at O'Sandra's," the detective mused. "We've had our eye on that fellow for some time." "Oh, Melvin O'Sandra didn't steal the necklace," Miss Harmon cried quickly. "I'll vouch for him." "Personal friend of yours?" "No, of course not," the dancer stammered. "Then how can you be certain that he had nothing to do with the theft?" "Because I'm sure he's an honest man." "His line of work scarcely bears that out," Mr. Cassidy said dryly. "I'm afraid we'll have to get out a warrant for O'Sandra's arrest." "No, no, please don't do that." "Why not, Miss Harmon?" "Because he had nothing to do with the loss of the necklace," the dancer cried angrily. "Melvin O'Sandra is as worried over the theft as I am. If you arrest him, his business would be ruined." "You seem rather concerned over his future." "Why should I wish to see you destroy an innocent man?" Miss Harmon retorted. "I have told you the truth. My necklace disappeared during a seance at O'Sandra's, but I prefer to lose the diamonds rather than be subjected to unfavorable publicity. I regret we cannot drop this matter until it has been sifted to the bottom." "I'll answer no more of your questions," Miss Harmon said defiantly. Mr. Cassidy smiled and arose. "We'll see what develops," he said. "I'll bother you no more for today." After the detective had gone, Miss Harmon paced nervously up and down. "The police are stupid," she cried. "Stupid! What shall I do if they arrest Melvin O'Sandra?" "I don't see what can be done," replied Penny calmly. "Are you really certain he did not steal your necklace?" "Oh, of course I am," replied the dancer in an offended tone. "Let's not talk about it, please. I'm so upset. Tell me your plan of getting rid of that witch doll." "Well, it may not appeal to you." "I'll do anything," said Miss Harmon desperately. "This is my little idea. I'll keep the witch doll for you, but only upon one condition. You must agree not to tell anyone what has become of it." "That would be an easy condition. But aren't you afraid to take the doll? My bad luck might be visited upon you." "I'm willing to risk it," Penny smiled. She walked over to the dressing table and picked up the ugly doll, studying it curiously. I appreciate this more than I can say, Miss Harmon murmured. Don't thank me yet. Wait until I accomplish the results. However, I practically can assure you that you won't see this witch doll ever again. And don't forget your promise. Tell no one that you gave the doll to me. Not even Felice, Miss Harmon agreed. Penny started for home with her package, decidedly pleased with herself for having gained possession of the mysterious witch doll. I have plenty of fun with it, she chuckled, but I sadly fear Miss Weems may not be so glad to see this strange doll coming into her home roost. Do 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 do.